So I'm going to cover a little bit of ground here. First of all, an overview of our study. We've had a little bit about it, but why did we do it? Well, first of all, there's no actual figure on camera numbers. And with the Protection of Freedoms Act 2012 out, we need figures to work on, because how can the government legislate if they don't know how many systems there are out there? The previous analysis, as you know, is mainly done by extrapolation. So we thought, is there a better method to do that? And we believe we've come up with a method which is transparent and also people can see and work to. But it's a method where people can look at, can come back with, well, you're right, you're wrong, there's other bits we need to do, or there's more information. So it's something we can build on time after time. But our method's based on governmental figures plus industry knowledge, which I think is quite important, because to get the right figure, and we'll never ever get the actual figure because camera systems are going in daily and being taken out daily, and so we can only estimate it. And the one caveat I'll put on this whole talk is it is just an estimation. We can't actually say there's 4.900000 cameras in the UK. It's an estimated number. And we hope people take this, take it away, how we do it, and come back and say, well, actually, we need to change these figures. And that's quite important. And the reason why we did it is transparency. We want to debate on the best way to find it, but more importantly, it's an enabling document for sectors. And I think the most important thing in this document is the sector information. So if decisions made on CCTV cameras in schools, this document will give an estimate of how many cameras there are in schools. So if there is any regulation or any discussion on public money for CCTV for schools, it gives a baseline where that can be done by. And as I said, this is a work in progress. But it also enables sectors to say, this is a rough estimate of what we have in CCTV cameras, and I'll come back to that. Can we improve the data, but also can we improve the systems? Because in all the CCTV debate, we talk about numbers. What we should be talking about is quality. And what we really need to do is move away from camera numbers of how many cameras there are to the quality of the systems. Because the camera is only one part of the system. And the camera provides information what the system does something with. So really the debate on is how good are the camera systems and how many camera systems are there. And if we talk about cameras, aren't we missing some very important elements? What are the coverage of cameras? And with modern technologies, the camera can see more. It can see further. It has intelligence in it. So it can do more. It can pass back more information. So actually, in the future, we may see less cameras, but the cameras which are out there can actually see further, can do more. Video analytics can spot certain people, can spot colours, can spot trends. So the debate on CCTV, I think, we're at the start point, and this debate's going to get wider and wider. What about the quality of cameras? Because surely at the end of the day, any camera system should be able to provide the quality of images which we need to go to court. And all camera systems should be based on that, quality, not quantity. And where are the cameras located? We're talking today, and in the Protection of Freedoms Act, talks about publicly owned cameras. But actually, if you look at a lot of the criminal investigation, a lot of the information comes from private cameras, and I know Pauline will talk about that in the next part of this speech. So what's the implications? I've mentioned it before, the Protection of Freedoms Act. It states in there and makes provision for further regulation of CCTV and EMPR and other surveillance technology operated by the police and local authorities, and that's what the regulation covers only. It then says in provisions will be required the Secretary of State to publish a code of practice in respect to the development and use of surveillance camera systems. That camera code of practice, the surveillance camera code of practice, is being debated at 2:30 this afternoon in the Houses of Parliament. There is an enabling order which is being put before Parliament as well to enact that code of practice. And it's coincidental to this meeting, but I'm pleased it's happened. Because one of the implications of our research is we hope it aids government in its decisions on camera regulation because of the sector information within the document. So if government is looking at schools, it is looking at hospitals, we have given them information they can work on and also build on. It can refine the information we have. Another implication for this is the Surveillance Camera Commissioner, who you all know is Andrew Redson, who is the forensic science regulator, who was given the post earlier on this year. Now, the Surveillance Camera Commissioner is looking at the whole range of CCTV, including all the civil liberties requirements and everything. So we hope that our research will help the Surveillance Camera Commissioner in his job, in his work. And in time, we hope to, as I say, refine the information we have. Another implication of the research is we hope it will help public authorities and public bodies when they think about camera policies. Because if they've got an inkling of how many cameras their sector have, then when they write camera policies, they can take that into account. But also, we think it's a good statistical tool for them to use to refine the data they have and make more informed decisions on camera systems, installations in the future. The other implication, we hope, is if we can have a document people can use, pull apart, change, and to improve, then we can move away from how many cameras to the most important thing, for making sure that the camera systems are suitable to the operational requirements. An operational requirement is what is the user need. All right? Making sure there is a pressing need for the camera system, and that's what it says in the Surveillance Camera Code. It meets the ICO, the Information Commissioner Office requirements for the data which is processed, that the camera system is transparent in its use, and more importantly, is fit for purpose. And lastly, we hope that the statistics we've supplied will also be used in the further debate in CCTV in the future, and especially at further regulation. The Surveillance Camera Commissioner is looking at, my start point is for publicly owned CCTV, but best practice should be pushed out to the whole of the CCTV industry. And we at BSIA applaud that and hope that is what's happened. So where could we go with this study now? What we could do is, if we get more information, is build on the sectorial information. We could also look at geographical information of where CCTV is spread throughout the UK. And probably more importantly, we could also, if you had the right information, investigate and estimate the number of private cameras which have a public view, because that is what the police are after.